Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Colley, and I'm an associate professor of mass communication at Texas Wesleyan University. And I'm coming to you from my home office today to talk with Brennen Shingleton, head basketball coach here at Texas Wesleyan. Hey, Coach.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are
Good.
you?
Doing fantastic.
Great.
I think. So, depends.
Well, I was checking out a sports newsletter that I subscribed to the other day and saw that the NBA was planning a horse competition this past weekend. And I thought, how clever is that? I should talk with Coach Shingleton about
There you
this and
go.
see what he thinks.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? What about that?
I thought it was clever. For the basketball enthusiast, I thought it was tremendously a bad idea. But for the just to draw eyeballs and move the needle a little bit, I thought it was clever. The unfortunate side is that there's not a whole lot to choose from right now in sports. So that idea I thought was good, but the delivery last night was a little confusing. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it or not, but
I did not, but I looked at the review and it was a little strange,
yeah,
even the story. So, yeah.
yeah.
So for our audience members who don't know what horse is, could you give us a brief explanation of the game of horse?
It's typically a game between two people, and one person shoots a shot, and their competitor, the other person, has to replicate that shot to the exact technique. And if they miss it, then they get a letter. In our house, we play pig because that game would last long forever. But horses, you can play all kinds of games, and I've had my kids lose to me, and all of a sudden that game becomes piglet, and they try to extend the game as long as you can. But simply put, it's a game of shots and made shots. And let's just say I make the shot and you miss it. Well, then you get an H. And if I make the shot and you make it, then it's your turn, or actually it's my turn again to shoot it until I miss it. And then it's vice versa until somebody comes and spells the name of the game. So It's not that difficult.
Okay. So it's kind of kicking it old school to have a horse competition.
Yeah,
Do you think...
yeah, you're exactly right. It's old school.
So do you think horse is an indication of how good a shooter someone is?
Not necessarily. I think it does indicate some mental toughness and the ability to have the wherewithal to hit a shot under some sort of pressure. But it doesn't necessarily indicate skill level in a lot of ways, because the game, that basketball that we play, is so fast that you don't get a chance to kind of talk your way into a shot or anything to that effect. But it's a neat game to play because it can be played competitively. It can also be played kind of non-competitively and in a casual manner. But I don't know about skill level other than maybe being creative enough to hit a shot that might be tough to duplicate, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, last night the competitors for the quarterfinals were Trae Young and Chauncey Billups, Tamika Catchings, Mike Conley Jr., Zach LaVine, Paul Pierce, Chris Paul, and Allie Quigley, and Quigley ended up being the winner.
Yeah. I didn't even notice I didn't catch on to who won, but I saw a little bit of it last night in between us watching the new Trolls movie. So, yeah, that's what happens when you got 4 kids at home. The remote goes to the majority rather than the minority in our house. So. But no, I didn't get a chance to see who won. I can tell you that. I just saw bits and pieces of it, and I thought the production of it was a bit odd. I couldn't quite figure it out because of the virus. They had them doing it kind of remotely. They weren't even on the same court. And so typically when you play horse with somebody, you're on the same court, so you can jaw at them a little bit. You might be able to get in their way. You might be able to kind of dance a little bit and get them going. And you couldn't really get that going last night. So.
Right. So there were 2 pairings of women from the WNBA, one current, one former, and they competed against the men from the NBA. So do you think a competition like this evens the playing field for men and women?
I will tell you this, in all sincerity, women are tremendously more skilled than men when it comes to basketball. You will notice it a lot, in particular, like in the high school setting and college settings, like when they had 3-point shooting contests and things like that. Women are typically percentage-wise better shooters than men. And a lot of the reason why is I think they're, I'd like to do a biological study on that, but for some reason they're able to concentrate more. They pay attention to details more. They have the ability to learn something early on and replicate those things rather than kind of getting lazy and just throwing the ball up like guys do at times. So I don't know if it tells anything about skill level or who has a balance in nature there. I've got 3 daughters, and I can assure you one of them is going to want to try to at least play basketball. And so I enjoy watching that side of it. But to say there's a balance there, I don't know. I don't know if this is a great indicator of it or not.
So now let's bring this back home. Who do you think would win a horse competition if our Rams basketball players from this season competed against each other?
Peyton Salee would win. And the young lady's name just slipped my mind, but she can really shoot it too. And I was thinking of her before you and I started talking, and I'm terrible with names.
Is that Nicole Gleason?
Nicole Gleason, yeah, Nikki Gleason, that's correct. Mm-hmm. She can really shoot it too, but I got to take my guy Peyton all day long. I mean, he's blown school records out of Texas Wesleyan, and he's only a sophomore. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think I will take him, but I would not put it past Nikki to give it a go for sure. So, but it'd be a neat thing to see. I know that. I mean, years past, we used to have those Ram rallies or whatever the heck they called them at night and to kind of kick off the basketball season. But because of the limited resources and stuff that we have with our staff now, they kind of alleviated that. But we used to have a 3-point shooting contest between men's and women's, and it was always unique to see because it's really the only time that I think basketball becomes kind of a level playing ground is when you have those shooting competitions between men and women in particular.
Well, it sounds like this could be a throwdown for us. So I wonder if our Rams would be up for the challenge.
We will gladly accept that as long as I'm not involved in it in any way. I'm a good cheerleader. I don't want to be hedging anybody's bet or having to do a punishment for somebody losing or anything like that. So you spearhead that. I'll make sure they're there. I can tell you that.
All right. Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate you talking with me today, Coach.
Yes, ma'am. Stay healthy, and we hope to see you soon.
You bet. Absolutely. And just to let everyone know, the semifinals and championship rounds of the NBA horse competition are on April 16th from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. And thank you for tuning in today for Texas Wesleyan's Mass Communication Degree Program. I'm Dr. Kay Colley. Stay safe. Have a great day.
Okay.
Bye, Coach.
Bye-bye.